What's up, everybody? It's Jake Paine. This is my show, Pain to Purpose. Today, I've got on one of my friends, Coach Rechy. He's amazing. He's from my area in Fort Myers. He is now a coach, and he actually has an amazing story about how he was actually incarcerated. Now he's helping people. We're doing events together and a whole lot of good stuff. So you're going to make sure you want to watch this until the entire end to be inspired, pick up a lot of gems, and just really take it all in. So let's go.
Let's do it.
My boy,
Let's do
Coach
it, man.
Rechy, man.
What it do.
From Fort Myers,
Yes,
Lee
sir.
County.
Lee County,
Lee
man.
County.
Lee
We're both in
County.
Lee County.
Absolutely, man. Lee County, it's a small little place, but there's a lot of amazing people like you and me, man, that's here in the city, that's here making an impact, man. So it's totally amazing.
It's a special place, bro. And I can't believe, so everybody knows, bro, we met on a bus in Mexico.
It's crazy.
Isn't that
Literally,
crazy?
I know, literally right next, I came on the bus and at first I sat on the back, but something just pushed me to come up front. And I was like, you know what? Let me sit right next to this dude. I don't know him, but I'm gonna sit right next to him. And then come to find out, we just clicked just like that.
Let's
man.
go, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing, bro.
Dude, so all right, I kind of want to get right into it. Talk about your story and everything. So, but before we do that, right now you're functioning like a life coach, motivational speaker for young adults.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, not too long ago, I just got my LLC, and also I'm in the process of creating a business out of this. Not only that, to inspire people and to actually change lives, man. Like the Bible says that your gift will make room for you. So it's a matter of, you know what I'm saying?
I just got that.
It's a matter of.
I just felt that.
It's a matter of.
There was something in there that I needed.
It's a matter
All
of.
we need is the word.
That's it. And it's a matter of using your gift, my brother, to make room for you, man. So I'm excited, man, and I'm really determined to make sure that I live full and I die empty.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
And so now, you've got a big heart of just helping people avoid mistakes.
Yes,
what is that one thing that you're like, if I could help them with that? Like, why do what you do?
My past me, it was someone that I was incarcerated for nearly a year in juvenile jail. I was really suicidal. I was someone that was dealing with a lot of depression, a lot of mental health issues. I was facing a lot of anger issues as a teen.
Yeah.
And so it's really helping the old me. You know what I'm saying? God brings us from point A to point B, but whenever God delivers you, it's always recommended to go back and deliver your people.
That's right.
Just like Moses. I'm not trying to be religious but let's be honest. Let's look at Bible characters. For example, Moses. Moses went out and he had to go back to Israel to deliver his people.
That's right.
Yeah, he had to go back to Egypt to deliver the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of going back to your past and delivering your people.
That's what it is.
That's what it is, my brother.
Bro, so let's hop into it. So you take me back. What was the old me? How did this story get started? You from Fort Myers, from Lehigh, especially. You grew up. Let's start there.
Well, I grew up in a Christian household. Both of my parents were devoted Christians, and I was raised in that environment.
Yeah.
But I kind of drifted away once I entered into middle school. I started to hang around the wrong people, and I just started to get influenced by a lot of stuff that we were doing. Really? And I just wanted to fit in, to be real. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be cool. As a young adult, you know how it is. You go to school, you are exposed to different personalities, different character traits, different people. And it's like, oh, cool. I see him sagging his pants, so let me sag my pants too. Or I see him smoking weed, so let me just go in and smoke weed too. And eventually, I started to fall into that deception. And so I started to smoke weed. I started to sag my pants. I started to behave a certain way, which I wasn't.
Sure.
And that's when I started to go deep into it. I started to do a lot of crime in the neighborhood. I was known for robbery. And I got caught up in the juvenile system at an early age. I would go in and out of jail. I'll do 21 days. I'll come out. Then I'll do another dumb and naive stuff to get me right back in. Wow. And I'll do a whole nother 21 days and then I'll go out. And so it was a cycle. it was a cycle of failure. It was a
Sure.
cycle of living in deception. And it was a cycle of me being admitted into the juvenile system.
And so you're in high school at this time?
No, currently, no. So I was around middle school and high school.
Middle
around
school,
that
high school.
time.
Which high school did you go to?
I went to Riverdale High.
Okay.
Riverdale High School.
All right,
Yep,
all right.
Riverdale High School. But I didn't complete high school because I was doing all of these crimes.
Really?
So I went into the school system all in once I was admitted into juvenile jail. So I was in a program called Highlands Youth Academy.
Okay.
And that's right by Avon Park.
Okay.
So that's where I got my GED. So I didn't finish high school. So you're talking to someone who didn't graduate from high school, but got his GED in juvenile jail, got out, did something with that GED, got admitted into a public community college, FSW,
Yeah.
and now I'm in FGCU, which is a university. Man.
You are enrolled in FGCU now?
Currently, yes.
Bro, let's go.
So I turned my pain to purpose.
Let's go,
You know what
bro.
I'm
So
saying?
I love that. And so now you're at FGCU and you got a like boss degree.
Yeah. Software engineering, I'm going for that. I'm praying that I finish strong. I know that I am going to finish strong by God's grace.
Yeah.
Just got to study a lot, got to put my mind into it, man.
Did you feel like, so when you were in jail, did you feel like you started to, well, I mean, what was it like, like when you were there, I know you were kind of in and out, but
Right.
did you start to have that transformation of like, hey, I don't know, was there like, you started getting tired of being back, or like, what were you starting to feel when you were in jail?
When I was in there, man, I really had a cold heart, man.
Yeah.
I really had a cold heart because what jail, whether it's juvenile, whether it's like you're in a big boy pen, it really reprograms your mind. Like you're in a cell 24 hours, you get out, you probably go to recreation, or you'll eat and then you'll come right back in. So it kind of reprogrammed my mind to think a certain way. And that's why I am who I am now. Like all of my friends, they're way older than me because I carry myself in a certain way. Even though I'm 22 years old, I have this charisma that attracts people that are way more older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have an old soul, and that comes from me being incarcerated.
Yeah.
So it kind of trained my mind up to see the world in a different perspective and a different paradigm. And so it kind of trained me to be the man that I am. But overall, it was a tough season, Jake.
Yeah.
It was a tough season being in a cell. You got to wipe your butt up front of someone, you feel me? So it's like it kind of shifted my paradigm. But
Yeah.
once I got out, I was able to make way more comprehensive decisions, and I was able to be more civil in basically the environment that I was in. Like,
You feel like that because that came from like, okay, I don't want to be incarcerated anymore. I don't want to go back. It was like, let me take care of me and like, what can
Exactly.
I do? Did you feel like you had to hit a rock bottom or something?
yeah, the rock bottom that I hit was me realizing that, hey, you know what, this isn't for me. So a reality check kind of hit me, and I was like, bro, like, what am I doing? I was raised in a Christian household, and then I was like, you know what, okay, I'm doing all of this stuff, but that wasn't truly who I was. God didn't create me to be a criminal. God created me to make impact. God created me to turn my pain into purpose. So I had to go down this route to have a reality check to become the man that I am. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you was raised in a household, probably your dad was abusive, probably your parents were smoking or like they were doing high drugs, but you had to go through that route to become the man that you are right now, to become the woman that you are right now. So God always brings us through a season to be like, for example, you, Jake, like you had to go through something to become the successful man that you are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it happens to everyone, but in my scenario, I had to go through what I went through to become the individual, to become that Coach Rechy that I am today.
Dude, that's amazing. And so now, first off, there's a lot of things to unpack there. I heard this one guy speak, and I'm pretty sure it's true. He was talking, this was at like some political thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, every time in the Bible, the Israel had a revival,
Ooh,
it was when they remembered who they were.
that's deep.
Isn't that good?
It is.
And like in America, we need to remember who we are.
Exactly.
And kind of what you said, like you remembered who you are.
Exactly.
You remembered who you are, even though, well, we can't even say that. I think you're just like your identity supersedes our experiences.
Ooh, that's deep.
Right? So
It
like
does.
even though like you were experiencing something else, you were like, was it in a moment or was it over time? Because you've been back a couple times.
Yep. So I'll say it takes time to figure out who you truly are. Because not everyone is going to get it just like that. That's why a majority of people, they go to school and what happens? They always switch degrees. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Because they do not know, okay, why am I here? Why did my creator create me? What's my purpose? Why am I living? Why is my heart still beating?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we have certain questions that creep up on us, and we need to take time to do some inventory and say, hey, you know what? This is why I was created. That's why I'm still living. That's why I'm here today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it definitely takes time. It took time for me to figure out, hey, you know what? I'm here to influence lives. I'm here to help people that were in my predicament to not make the naive decisions that I made as an adolescent.
Yeah. And it can be so easy to go down that path.
Absolutely.
Like I remember, so I grew up in a Christian home also.
Okay.
Man, I had a great setup. Honestly, like growing up, man, I had a good setup. Like good parents and everything. But I started stealing and doing stupid stuff. And I got detained once.
I even knew that.
Yeah,
wow.
I forget this even happened. I know. I know it happened.
A story. You feel me?
My sister just turned. You had to have someone 18 bail you out.
Wow.
So I had my sister come and she just turned 18. She bailed me out.
Man.
I know. And like they give you a slip. They're like, if you get a court date, bring this.
Yeah.
So we put it in a pickle jar and buried it in the backyard.
No.
We tried to find it one day. We couldn't. They never called.
Oh man.
But I'm like, how easy is it for like people to just go down a bad path?
Wow, it is.
You know, it's just like, I remember at parties, they pass you something, you do something, and like that one experience takes you down a path, and
Absolutely.
It's like, it's so easy, especially for young people.
It is.
Like schools are kind of like the most dangerous place in America.
It is, and that's why a lot of people now I don't blame them. But that's why a lot of people, they do homeschool nowadays, man, because they're like, I'm not going to risk my child going to public school. And there's always some pros and cons into it as well. But yeah, I mean, I think the environment that we are living in 2024, it's really hectic. It's really unpredictable. So it's like you got to make sure who you're around, because they say birds of a feather, they always flock together. So it's like, you got to be careful with your environment.
So what are some of the lessons that you learned coming out of that season? You were in there and you were like, this is not who I am. And then you started making some changes.
Oh, yeah. I made some radical changes, man. The best decision that I've made in my life was me following my creator. Okay. And I got a book coming out. It's going to be called Change Your Lifestyle, Change Your Life. And I basically talk about the 3 pillars of how someone can really change their lifestyle. The first one is tapping into your higher power. Now, a lot of people, they say, okay, I got to tap into this. I got to tap into that. Whatever that you see, whatever you will label your higher power, I'm not here to make that decision for you, because I believe that God gave us free will.
Yeah.
But tap into something that's way more greater than you. Okay. Tap into something that is going to help you figure out why you were here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's tapping into my higher power. And the second was reprogramming my mind. And then the third is personal development. Those were the 3 things that really changed my life.
Yeah.
The moment I got out, my mom's friend, he invited me to a crusade, and I went. And that one decision that I made to serve Jesus Christ with all my heart, with all my mind, with all my soul, that really caused that change to happen. And then ever since I made that decision, I started to work on my mind. I started to read books. I started to understand how my mind works. I started to understand how people work. I started to understand who I am. And after doing that, I started to hit the personal development. I started to work on myself. I started to rebuild myself. Like the way that I looked prior to me changing my life, you wouldn't believe that it's Rechy. But I still have the same body. What changed? Number one, I tapped into something that was way greater than me. Number two, I reprogrammed my mind. And number three, I kept on developing myself. That's what changed. That's what I learned.
Wow. That's amazing. Which crusade was it that you went to?
It was a church in Lehigh called Bethesda. It's a Creole church, so
all right.
Y'all probably are totally oblivious to like.
So you a Zoe?
Yeah, I'm a Zoe. I'm a Zoe. You know what I'm saying? I use Sospois, Piclis, Banan. You know what I'm saying? All my Zoes watching, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But
I saw y'all win.
Yeah, you feel me?
It is what it is.
But yeah, you feel me? But I went to that crusade. And the pastor, he made an altar call, and that's what changed my life, man.
Dude, let's go. And
yes,
like
sir.
that, I mean, so the reason why I was asking about some of that stuff, I got a couple more questions. So for
Talk to
me, bro, I was an idiot growing up, man.
Wow.
I straight up cheated on everything.
You lying?
No. Bro, I didn't get into any schools that I wasn't playing football.
Wow.
Literally, like, got denied to FGCU before it was Dunk City. Like, the only schools I got accepted to were the ones for football.
Wow.
Like, failed the FCAT, was put in reading classes,
Man.
graduated. I took a test, graduated high school at 3rd grade reading level.
Wow.
Like, straight up.
Wow.
Like, you probably got higher scores than me on the SCT and the ACT. So
Wow.
like, I was just not smart, bro. Like I was like just kind of dumb. And like my dad, this is so weird. He gave me my report cards. He's like, you take this back. And I was like,
no.
I don't want this. And I looked through it. I'm like, bro, I had D's, F's.
Man.
I was like, what am I doing?
Man.
But after high school, I went to a Christian camp. It was
Okay.
a young life camp.
Okay.
And this leading up to this, I was praying to God about having an experience of like, God, like, I need you to show me, are you real or not? Because I grew up Christian.
Yeah.
But I kind of went away for a little bit.
We all have those types of prayers though, man. God, show me, like, you feel me?
Yeah, like, give me something, man. Like, why? There's a
yeah.
lot of religions and all this stuff. And so I remember we were in the service and like, I had an experience with God, like, I broke down crying, not a crier. And then they told you to read the Bible. I'm like, well, all right, what's the next step? They're like, you need to start reading the Gospels.
Man.
So I started reading the Bible. Dude, God reprogrammed my mind.
Praise God.
I'd never read a book before. Started reading the Bible,
Man.
and God reprogrammed my mind.
That's it.
Then I got like a really good degree. I got a degree in physics.
Okay.
Got a master's degree in engineering.
Man,
bro,
look at that.
Saying
Look at that.
I mean, that's God.
Yeah.
Because I started reading the Bible, and it even says that in there. Like, you start putting the word in, he reprograms your mind.
He reprograms your mind. He does.
It's crazy.
He does.
So, like, you feel like when you were remembering who you were, so you had that crusade, but you start really diving into the word too?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the word is everything. And yeah, like I started to read a lot. And not only the Bible, like read books.
Yeah,
you know what
same.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like read about entrepreneurship, read about psychology, read about how humans think. Like a lot of people just go Bible, okay. And going back to the last podcast that I did, they asked me, okay, Rechy, how did you do it? I said, okay, I not only tapped into my higher power, but I reprogrammed my mind. There's certain books for you to read to reprogram your mind. The Bible isn't just going to do it all. Okay? That's the spiritual aspect, but there's also a mental regeneration that you have to do yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I read the Bible, but I started to read about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, I believe.
Yeah.
I started to read about Joseph Murphy, Bob Proctor. I started to read different books about the mind, how people think. I started to read about BJ Fogg, Tiny Habits. I started to read about small little books to personal development. And that's what really reprogrammed my mind. The Bible was one, yes, but I also dived into other books as well to reprogram my subconscious mind.
Wow. Dude, that's amazing.
Yes, sir.
That's so cool. I haven't even read some of those books of those guys. You need to put me on.
Yeah, yeah, man, I will. I mean, there's a lot of resources out there, but we need to be determined to actually go for it. How determined are you right now to change your life? How determined are you right now to actually say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of just living in my pain, but I'm gonna turn my pain into purpose. How, like, what is it gonna take for it to fully ingrain in your mind that, hey, you know what? I need to change my life, and I need to do it now. When do you want money? I want it now. Mm-hmm. When do you want to change? I want it now. When do you want to build a house, Jake? I want it now. You got to have that mentality, bro, that you want it now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's got to be right now.
Got to be right now. Because time isn't going to wait for you.
Sometimes I feel like I put things off into the future. Why do we need it now? Why now?
We need it now because tomorrow isn't promised.
It's got to be right now.
Tomorrow isn't promised, yeah. Tomorrow isn't promised, my brother.
Like
right now, I can, God forbid, after this podcast.
Yeah.
I drive and I get into a reckless car accident and I die. God forbid. Things like that happen, Jake.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
All the time. But when I die, am I going to die on full or am I going to die on empty? That's the question that you should be asking yourself right now. Mm-hmm. If you were to die today, are you going to be satisfied with your life? If you were to die today, are you going to die on full or on empty? That is the first question that you should always reflect and meditate the moment you get up. If you were to die today, will you be satisfied? And it's a deep question.
It's a deep question.
And at times I ask myself, hey, you know what, Richie, what am I doing today? Just the other day, someone called me on the phone, like literally yesterday as I'm driving. Hey, Coach Rechy, you've inspired me. Thank you so much. This and that, this and that. And I'm like, bro, I didn't even know. But I'm living my life, Jake, at a speed where I want to give it my all, bro.
Dude, I can see that. And I feel that. And you are.
Yeah.
Like you look at the trajectory of where you were to what you're doing now. It's awesome, man. It's motivating to see you so young, like getting after it. Like I wish, I wish I would have, because I made some changes later in life. I mean, I was doing all right, but like, the path that you're on now.
Yeah.
So let's go back to some of that stuff. So you decided to, clean up. You got out. You started reading. Have you ever stayed in touch with anybody from the past?
Yes, I have. But with that being said, too, my brother, I had to let some people go. Because I once read in my favorite book that bad company ruins good morals. Mm-hmm. So there were some people I had to drop. There were some people that I had to still work on. But I'm not going to work on you if you don't want to change. Yeah. Like there's a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say his name. He's currently in jail. At times I'll pour into him. At times I'll call him. He'll call me. I'll tell him, hey, how are you doing? Are you doing this or are you doing that? I'll coach him. Yeah. So there's some people that I stayed in touch with, and there's some people that I just had to frankly just drop. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't going the same route that I was going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, what's interesting about that, I know it sounds kind of harsh, and like I recently had a situation where I did drop somebody. Wow. And, a lot of people kind of drop themselves.
Ooh, that's deep. I like that. Wait, repeat that one more time, my brother.
So a lot of people drop themselves. Like I won't have to drop them. They'll just fall off, right? If I'm really going in my right direction, if I'm, on my purpose, working out in the word, doing my things, and that's opposed to them, they'll quit hitting me up, we'll kind of go different ways. But something happened recently where I was like, man, like tried to connect with them, tried to do certain things, but it's like, our values are different.
It's different.
And it's not only is it different, it's like, I don't care, bro, if you're really successful or not. But if you've got the hunger and humility, let's go.
That's it.
Let's go.
That's it.
It doesn't matter where you're at, but like you've got to, and I think that's kind of why Jesus picked the 12. Because if you think about it, who were they, right? Why did he pick them? I think he picked them because like their hearts, their opportunity.
Right.
Like Jesus denied them 3 times the night he was getting killed, the night he was crucified. But just a couple days later, a couple weeks later, you should say like on Pentecost or whatever, dude's a beast. People are getting saved.
People are getting saved.
That transformation of Peter is crazy.
It is.
Even Paul, like you look at all the apostles, man, they all died violent deaths. Except Judas, that happened. But
you see, Judas, he fell off by himself based off of what you said earlier.
He fell off, yeah.
Exactly. So some people just end up dropping themselves. So Judas was a part of the team, but Judas just dropped himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. And you know what? Like I think about the whole Judas thing like kind of often, I think.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know why. I think about it like, God, if you really knew if you knew that Judas was going to betray you, why'd you pick him? And there's a couple answers to that, right?
Yeah.
Like he gave him an opportunity. He loved him still. And it's just like crazy to me that like Jesus, God, had the wherewithal to love until the end.
Wow.
Even to people who hated him or betrayed him.
Yeah. Love never fails, my brother.
That's crazy, man.
Love never fails.
Like if you knew I was going to backstab you to the core, would you still love me? I don't know if I could love somebody like that.
As humans, by default, we all hate each other, man. I'm going to be 100%.
We do.
By default. By default. It's going to take... Now, look, the audience, I love you guys. From the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. But the old me would not love you guys, okay? But why do I say I love you guys? I can say that I love you guys sincerely because, number one, I tapped into my higher power.
That's right.
Number two, I reprogrammed my mind. Bro, do you know how much hate there is in this world now, man?
Too much.
Too much hate. Like, bro, like, we live in a world now, like, you just have to love now, man.
You gotta love, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's too much racism. There's too much hate. There's too much politics. There's too much division.
Yeah.
There's too much all of that for us not to love. And that's why we all have a light to shine here on earth. Like, I was incarcerated, but I was still shining my light. I was a bad person, and I was still shining my light in these cells.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Because I realized that life is short. And number two, that we need to live lives as it was our last. When I die and in my funeral, I want as much people talking positive things than negative things about me, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that always goes back to love. How did Rechy love? Now, I'm not perfect, okay? If you're expecting me to be perfect, you're not going to find a perfect version of me. But what you will see in me is that I'm trying, I'm putting in effort, I'm doing something to actually shine my light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And nobody can hate on that. Nobody can criticize you for trying.
Yeah. And even if they do, that's the people's opinion I don't care about.
I don't care about it.
I really don't care about it, bro. I was praying to God last night. Maybe it was last night. Maybe it was this morning. But I was like, God, thank you that I'm free from money. I meant that. You know what I meant by that? Because it's like we work for money. So much of us, right?
Ooh, that's deep.
It's like, but
that's
I don't
deep.
work for money. I work for God.
Ooh.
Like,
and God supplies the money.
Yes. Isn't that fire, bro?
It is.
Like even Jesus says, like, don't toil for food, don't toil for clothes.
Mercy.
Like, I have food that y'all know nothing about.
We getting deep right now, y'all. We getting deep right now, man. I'm having goosebumps. I don't know if you having them too. Listen, a lot of people, and I had to break out that too, Jake. A lot of people, they work for money. Now, working for money, okay, that's good.
I'm looking up this verse.
Now, go ahead.
Yeah,
and
keep
that's
going.
why I said earlier on in the podcast, your gift is going to make room for you. What did I mean by that? Okay, you have a gift of, say, for instance, beauty. You start up a LLC. You're working in your gift, and your gift is doing what? It's making room for you. I realized that I had the gift to influence people, to coach them, and to speak. And I was doing that at a young age inside of juvenile jail. Like a lot of people, like they'll come up to me and I'll always give them advice. But I didn't know that there was something called motivational speaking. I didn't know that there was something called you can actually get money by coaching people for like an hour. Bro, do you know how much money Les Brown makes just by speaking?
Dude, that's another level. How much he make?
Bro, this dude is making freaking millions. Do you know how much money Tony Robbins, to book Tony Robbins right now, to book Eric Thomas? And they're just using their gift.
Oh, it's crazy.
And it's making room for them. And that goes back to God provides once you just depend and you surrender and you rely on his provision.
Bro, that's so true. I've been thinking about that because like when you surrender it, and like I feel like I surrendered it recently a couple months ago, and I'm like, God, just thank you. Like it's so much, it's so sweet to wake up and it's like I genuinely don't care about certain monetary things.
Yeah.
Which is weird because now I know it's opening things up.
It's opening.
But it's like my life isn't like that's so liberating. Like even talking about it is so freeing. Cause it's like, bro, your life isn't made. Okay, as cool as that is, and I'm about that, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason why I'm doing these things, right?
Right.
But it's like, your life isn't wrapped up in how much money you make.
Nah.
It's not.
Nah.
It's not. The world tells us it. Especially, you know, entrepreneurs and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You know, like we just got back from an event in Cabo together.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it's always about like making more, getting more out of life. It's like, man, my life is about serving God.
Serving God, service.
Yeah.
Service, yeah. Because as you serve, the money is eventually going to follow.
Bro, it has to.
It
like
has to
now that you
follow.
say the word serve,
Talk to me.
this is Matthew 6:24. No one can serve two masters.
Come on.
For he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. You can't. It's impossible. You're gonna hate God, or you're gonna love money, or you're gonna hate money and love God. That's what this is saying. That's interesting. We say that a lot of like you'll love money and despise God, but or you'll love God and despise money.
And despise money. Yeah.
That's a weird take on it because
No,
we
it
don't really
is.
like despise money like that.
Nah,
I mean, I don't hate on it.
we don't.
You
But
want to give me something, I'll take
I
it.
know.
I don't want to say I hate it, you know, but the word
nah.
says, like, as a master, it's not my master. So when God is my master, I can take a little money,
Yeah.
you know, but it's like when you make money your master, when you make money your God, you can't serve God. If I'm serving the dollar, I'm not serving the dollar. I'm serving God, and he gives me the dollars.
And he gives it to you. God provides it, my brother. God will supply all our needs, man, according to his will, man.
And that's what, like, when I go back to when I was stealing and when I was doing stupid stuff, you're doing things in your own strength.
That's it.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
it's doing. It's prideful because it's like, God, I got this. You can't. I don't trust you enough to let it come to me or to use the gifts that you've given me.
And that's why a lot of people, they're frustrated. You're working, but you're frustrated. Why not work and then actually love what you do and then actually allow your gift to make room for you? Am I saying to quit your job right now? No. Am I saying don't go to school? No. I'm saying believe in the provision that is found in God's word to be able to live that successful life, to be able to
Yes.
meet all of your needs and all. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, like literally when you say frustrated, the next verse is, therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you'll eat, what you drink, about your body, what you'll put on. Is not life more than food, or the body more than clothing?
Yep.
It's like, exactly. You don't have to get frustrated.
No,
it's
you
a
don't.
stress-free life
It is. It is.
because I trust God. And it's so much more sweet. It feels good to achieve things,
Absolutely.
but it's also good to receive things from God. It's like
Absolutely.
a reward of trusting him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what's more satisfying? Receiving it from God or working for it yourself?
And that's why, to go even deeper, my brother, the Bible says that God gives us the power to make wealth. I made more money in a matter of minutes than I did working at my 9-to-5 job. Someone called me. They booked me to speak. I spoke for, I believe, like 15 minutes. Jake, I made way more money speaking than I did to a 9 to 5. I'm not going to say the amount, but I made way more money compared to me actually working a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
God gives you the power to make wealth.
It's easy, bro.
And I believe there's 4 values of wealth. And this is by Myron Golden. He is a famous YouTuber.
I love Myron.
You know him?
I'm on Myron.
Yes, sir. And there's the 4 values of making wealth. There's the implementation, there's the management, there's the communication, and there's the imagination. The 2 highest values is what I'm doing right now. Mm-hmm. I'm communicating.
Yeah.
Sales.
Yeah.
Business phone calls, all of that. You're making way more money because you're communicating. That's another frequency. And then there's the imagination. There's the Bill Gates. There's the different people that imagine and they implement it. So those are like people like Bill Gates. Help me out with Elon Musk.
Like you're talking about like invention.
But they're using their what?
Their mind.
Their mind. So those are the 2 highest values right now, man. Communicating, motivational speaking. I'm communicating. I'm influencing the masses. People like Russell Brunson, all of them boys. So it's like you need to tap into that higher frequency, and God is going to give you that power to make wealth.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Love that, man.
Because the people at the bottom, they're just always going to work a 9 to 5. They're working for someone else, and that other person is capitalizing on their time and their muscles to create wealth. And it's not working.
It's not working.
It's not working.
It's not working, bro. And like you think about it, I mean, the 9 to 5, there's a lot of value there. Like I've worked 9 to 5s for a long time, and like, you know, it was good in a lot of ways. Like a lot of like entrepreneurs like to bash it, but it's like, bro, how can you ethically employ people if you don't? Like, you're providing for other people.
Yeah.
Like we're serving them as well. Like everybody's got a boss. Everybody has a boss. Even Bill Gates, even Elon Musk. They do. They have to answer to people.
Yeah.
You may not view it that way, but like they have to answer to their employees. They have to answer to their shareholders. They have to like it. Escaping authority should never be the answer.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't escape authority. Actually, I want to be under authority. Right. And when you raise the standard, that's what it really, when you become more successful in an entrepreneur, it's like, I theoretically don't have to answer to anybody.
No.
But I answer to God.
All right.
What's worse, or what's a higher standard? Mm-hmm. Answering to God every time.
Absolutely.
So, but bro, I love that. So now you got out of jail, you started, rehabbing your mind, your body, you started moving progress, and you were like, I want to go back to school. I want to help people. So tell me what you're doing to help young adults now.
So right now I'm just pouring into them. I'm posting a lot of content now on YouTube. As you can see, I created a YouTube. I created a social media presence to be able to spread what's coming in from my heart. And it's influencing a lot of people. Little do I know it, there's a lot of people watching me right now, and they're being inspired.
Oh, yeah.
They may not call me, just like the person that called me yesterday. They may not text me. But I guarantee you, Jake, there are a lot of people that are being inspired right now. Is this by my voice? Is this by how I'm presenting myself? A lot of people are being inspired, and I'm here to encourage anyone that's doing something positive. You may not see the impact that you're doing right now, but I promise you, behind closed doors, there are a lot of people that are being motivated, a lot of people that are being inspired. So keep on going, keep on posting content. You may only get one view, okay? But are you going to focus on the views, or are you going to focus on the assignment? Okay. Are you going to focus on how much people attend the seminar, or how much people that you sign up? Or are you going to focus on the mission? Focus on the assignment, and everything's going to follow through, man. I'm focusing on the assignment. I don't care if you like my videos or not. I'm still going to post it. Okay. Because I know that someone is being touched, someone is being empowered, and someone is being influenced to turn their pain into purpose.
Let's go. Let's go, bro. It's so cool. Like, I think about that, and the more that we're under the truth, the more you change.
That's it.
And all change is effortless because you have to focus on change. Then it's not change. It's behavior modification.
That's it.
And God ain't into that.
That's it. That's it. Like the moment I got out, Jake, I promise you, I had to do a lot of modifications, but I couldn't do it with my own strength.
You can't.
That's why the foundation of changing your life, you need to get connected to something that's way more higher than you.
So now, like, going through some of the justice system and everything, everybody says, like, it's bad, it's this, it's that. Like, are there some opportunities you think that we could improve upon justice system?
There's a lot.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, there's a lot. Like once I got out, it was kind of a struggle trying to get back into the economy.
Really?
You know, filling out jobs and all, because I was labeled a juvenile delinquent. So every single time I would call a job and I would say, hey, you know what, I want to apply. They're like, hey, you know what, background check.
And
so
they
it's
see,
like,
yeah.
and then they see, okay, they see the armed robbery, they see the theft, they see all of that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, but am I going to let that limit me? No, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep striving. So there are some adjustments that I believe that the society in itself can implement and put into practice. But at the end of the day, it's not really society, it's you. You know what to do to go to the next level. I knew exactly what I had to do, knowing that I was a juvenile delinquent, knowing that it was kind of hard for me to move, knowing my history, but I didn't let that stop me. I still got in the rooms. I still made the investment in myself, because no one is going to believe in you as much as you do. You need to believe in yourself first. You need to say, hey, you know what? Okay, I can, I will, I must. I can do this. I can go through this obstacle, even though the system may not allow me to break even, but I can still do it. I know that you do real estate, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so give like the audience like, okay, one challenge that you faced, but you still broke even out of it.
Raising capital.
But you still found a way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you call your friends and family and nobody's got any money or they're already this or that, it's like,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
we need to raise $3 million more in 2 weeks. How are we going to do it?
You feel me? But you didn't let that stop you, my brother. You still kept on going.
That's true. Yeah. It's a test of the mind.
It is.
The mind is also a muscle.
You're right. And we got to train it.
Yeah, you got to train it. Like, and I think that's why, like, you know, because the things that we're into in terms of like entrepreneurial self-development, there's a lot of value in that, man. But then there's also like a flip side. It's like, you know, that muscle is also, can I give praise when I don't want to? Can I be consistent in the word when I don't want to? The world of self-development won't always do that. It's like, go hard, do this, do that. It's like, all right, man, but I'm going to follow God's design first. And he says, give praise in all things. He says, take the day off. He says, give 10%.
That's it.
I can't reinvest everything. I can't go to work every single day.
Nah.
I can't like stress myself out like that. Like, I'm going to follow God's design.
Yeah.
And so like for me, it's kind of about, as for me and my house, I'll serve the Lord. It's like, y'all can do that.
But I'm going to do this.
But I'm going to just, bro, like all the answers are in here.
It's here.
And that's the thing. Okay, the other day, bro, this is crazy. I didn't even know this was in the Bible.
Talk to me, brother.
I was reading through Acts. This is nuts. Did you know this is in the Bible? Because I believe we may be coming up on a slight recession. We kind of already are in one.
We are, man, dude. Yeah. We ain't trying to get into politics now, but
yeah,
I mean, the economy sucks right now,
It
bro.
kind of sucks, and it might get a lot worse.
You're right about that, bro.
And this happened. That literally happened in the book of Acts. There's a lot of economic meltdowns, but it says, I'm always like, all right, Lord, when it happens, or how can I prepare for it? It says, now in these days, the prophets came down from Jerusalem to Antioch, and one of them named Abigus stood up and foretold by the Spirit there would be a great famine all over the world, which is like, you know,
You're right.
it's about to be a drought.
gas prices.
Yeah, gas went up back in Lebanon and Israel. Boys were struggling with nickels and dimes.
Milk.
Milk prices, bro. I could just see them carrying the gallons around. Chicken, bro. I went to the store and bought ice cream, beef jerky, and toilet paper. Man,
it's insane, bro.
It was $45. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane, brother.
So anyway, it was like, all right, so famine all over the world. So the disciples determined everyone according to his ability to send relief to brothers living in Judea. And they did. So sending the elders by the hands of Barnabas and Saul.
Wow.
You know, my response is, Lord, how can I get rich off this? You know? But their response was, let's send aid. Let's send people. Let's not send resources. Let's send people. Like, let's help them. Like, so they knew it was coming. So like, all right, we got to send the elders over there.
Yep.
Make sure that they're going to be all right.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, that's so cool, man. I'm out here looking out for myself.
Wow.
And you're correcting me through the word, saying we need to help others.
We do. It's a community. I don't know if you here during Ian. Were you?
Yes. Bro, my place got flooded. That's when I bought this place because my other place got flooded.
So during Ian, my brother, with all the floods, with all of the people that were out of power, that is when we really saw the power of community, the power of sending people. Because everyone got flooded.
Yeah.
Everyone got flooded.
You got flooded? Well, you're in Lehigh.
I'm in Lehigh, so it's like...
It had some wind damage, though. Yeah, y'all had some damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Damage, most definitely.
No, my place got... I'm talking flood. Noah could have been out there, bro.
I'm on social media afterwards, and it seemed like people were posting on the IG like there was some gators that came in, and like, oh, like, no. But yeah, I know, bro.
It's just wild, man. Like, you still drive around, we still got damage over here.
I know. Like, the beach totally got scattered. Yeah, it got scattered.
Yeah. They quit reporting the death toll because it got so high.
Wow.
In Fort Myers, they literally quit. After it got to about 500, 400 and something, they just quit.
It was bad.
Because it was way more than that.
Yeah, it was bad. Like,
I feel bad. Those are real people, man.
I know. Like, it was actual numbers, my brother, but we saw the power of fellowship, the power of community. There was different cities. They came. There was some people from different states. They came to help us out, too. So that's the power of community, man. We're all in this together, man. We're all in this together, man.
Absolutely.
Community, man. That's when we saw a lot of love. We saw neighbors helping out neighbors, man. They didn't care how you looked. It was like, bro, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we need more of that in this day and age. And I think that as time progresses, we're going to see the droughts. We are going to see the floods. We're going to see the recession. Mm-hmm. But that's when we need to have the mentality of service, okay? How can I serve? During Hurricane Ian, I was out there. So quick story. I went out to help a church member during the flood, okay? And I got a small little car, okay? And then it got stuck during the flood, and someone had to pull out the car because, it got stuck as I was helping that person. So it was like there was a lot of people that were showing a lot of acts of love, small little gestures, and it was amazing to see the power of community, the power of fellowship, man, during that time, man.
Wow.
And that goes back to the verse. Like, they brought people. They didn't send funds.
Yeah.
Because at some point in your life, money isn't going to buy everything. Once you're on your deathbed.
Bro, that's true. When the hurricane hit, money did nothing.
Money did nothing.
It actually did nothing.
It was people.
It was people.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah, it was people.
It was people. It was people.
That's a great point.
It was people. So it's like, okay, you got
money ain't gonna get all this soaking wet 500-pound mattress that's waterlogged up out of here.
Trust me, if you don't have relationships, sincere relationships, you're over with, man.
Bro, and that's what, like, okay, hot take right here, unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people, they all say, like, okay, what do you want to do by the end of your life? Do you want to say, you want God to come to you and say, like, good and faithful servant? Do you want to be proud? Do you want to go out like this? And I'm for it, man. Go all in, do the best you can. But at the same time, I'm also relieved from that pressure. Because Jesus already paid the price and made me righteous.
He already did.
So I believe like when you believe upon Jesus, not based off what you do, that's when you get the well done, good and faithful servant.
Absolutely.
It's not, oh, you had to do this, this, and this. Yeah, you steward your time, but first and foremost, it's receiving. And so like even the rewards, the eternal rewards that we get in heaven, I don't know, everybody thinks it's houses, cars, jewels, whatever. It's like, no, it's people.
It's people.
People are our eternal reward,
Woo!
not things.
We getting hot now.
It's relationships, bro.
Wow.
That's the only thing that's eternal.
Wow.
Think about that. God's word, God, and people are the only three eternal things here.
I like that.
That's wild.
I like that, Jake.
Not money, not cars, not clothes.
People.
Yeah, it's sowing into those relationships for eternity.
Wow. Because if you think about it, relationships, they're like investments. Every relationship that you have, it's an investment. You're investing upon that relationship.
That's true, bro. And not only like you're investing into their soul and spirit.
Into their souls, exactly.
Because like the way you're impacting me, we'll never really know how much you're impacting me, right? You'll never really know, like that guy that called you, there's probably 50 other people that feel the same way, but that guy has the only one of the balls to do it.
He has the guts to call me.
He's the only one. Think about it. Same with me, same with a lot of us, right? That's why gratitude is not really gratitude unless you express it. But it's like you're sowing into eternity by bringing people with you.
Wow. Wow, that's deep. And it's like, that's why you can never forget who you first started with.
Ever.
You can never forget.
Never forget where you come from.
Like, I can never forget my mom. I can never forget my dad. I can never forget my siblings. I can never forget my aunt. I can never forget my uncles. I can't forget them. Because that's the people that started with me. And then I just got to build upon it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Never forget where you came from.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man.
Yeah.
What else you been focused on lately? You receive any word recently? Anything you've been meditating on lately?
Well, really, I got this summit coming up called the Dream Big Summit. That's going to be in October 26th. I got my brother Jake right next to me. He's going to be in the building. I got him as one of our keynote speakers. It's going to be an amazing time. If you have not gotten your ticket, get it ASAP. It's on Eventbrite. Just type in Dream Big Summit 2024. It's my first summit, so it's a learning experience, Jake. Like literally, before I came here on the podcast, I was at the hotel.
Oh, really? Scoping it out.
Scoping it out, figuring out the prices, figuring out everything that's going on. So it's like I got a lot going on in this season of my life, especially my studies, my own personal life. And it's like as you get busy, and during the summit, during the conference, I was talking to this entrepreneur and I was explaining to him my situation. He told me at times busyness is a good thing because it means that you're on track. I was over here like stressing like, hey, you know what? My time, okay, my sleep, my health. It was like, bro, Rich, you already got to figure it out. Just chill.
Oh, yeah.
You already, like, bro, at 22, listen, you're already on the right path. You just got to make some minor adjustments and this and that. And I'm here to encourage someone that's listening to me right now. You're probably busy with your own personal life. You got this going on. You got this going on. But you've already got to figure it out. Just chill. Yeah. Just relax. You got this.
You got it, bro.
You got this. Just know what adjustments you need to make and just make it. That's it. I was over stressing about the summit, stressing about this and that. But I feel like I'm in the season now, man. I just need to relax, man.
Yeah.
I just need to relax. And
that's true.
Trust
the
provision of God, man.
Bro, no need to worry, man.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a paradox because when we're goal-oriented and vision-focused and on purpose, there will be some stress,
There
right?
is. Oh,
but
yeah,
that's just,
absolutely.
those are signals for you to grow,
To grow. Absolutely.
and to reconnect back to God, because it's like, oh, I'm far away, but it's like, oh, I'm a lot closer than I was. Like you just keep leveling up. But Dream Big Summit, bro, I'm impressed. I'm excited. I'm blessed and honored to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
So tell me, what are some of the key things that you're looking like? Why do the Dream Big Summit? Why are you looking to do this?
So I'm doing this because there's a lot of people that were in my predicament, like I said, facing incarceration. And it's not only people that are facing incarceration, it's aspiring entrepreneurs like me, myself. I'm in the season where I am becoming that entrepreneur, where I'm becoming that person where I need to figure it out. Okay, how am I going to maximize my influence and my gift to make room for me? So it's not only just for people that were in my predicament. It's for a global audience, but to niche it down, why I'm doing this because I want to speak to people that were in my predicament.
Yeah.
People that have felt lost, people that have felt where they didn't know the next step to take. And I feel like that's a lot of young adults, man. Like between the age range of 17 and like 21, we're asking certain questions. Okay, what's my purpose? What's my next move? Like a lot of people in university, they all have that question that they're asking, man. And if they just have people to encourage them, people to show them the ropes, people that can pour into them, they may not be able to go down the route that I went to, because it was all about being confused. I was confused as a young adult. I was confused as to, okay, what's right, what's wrong? Like, and I feel like a lot of young people, they need to hear that coming from us because we've been through that path. You know what I'm saying?
They do. They need to know what's up, bro. Like, I did not know how it worked.
Exactly.
I thought there was like unlimited options, and there's not. There's not. It's this, and this. There's nothing new under the sun. Take it one step at a time.
That's it.
That's it, bro.
And you coming to tell them your story, it can help that person to not make the mistakes that you made earlier on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
So what are some of if you could have, let's say the ideal person comes to the event, how do you want them to leave? What do you want them feeling? What do you want them experiencing? What are the things that you're like, if they could walk away from the Dream Big Summit, I want this to happen?
I want them to know that it's possible, okay? The vision that you have in your mind, it's possible. The lifestyle that you want to live, it's possible. I just came back from Mexico, man. Like, I'm talking about the beach, and it's funny because
I'm talking about the beach.
I'm talking about, I woke up, Jake, I promise you, Jake, I got up and I was like, this has to be a dream.
Bro, I was like, is this a scam? This is
all inclusive. Listen, Ami, if you listening to this, man, you went all out, man.
Ami's
thank
a
you.
dog, man.
Bro,
this whole team's a dog.
Yeah,
I love that.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. The whole team,
I know.
man.
I know. Like,
Ex-pro.
Ami went all out, man. Jeff, all of them boys, Emmanuel, my right-hand man, bro. Bro, they went all out.
Nick,
on this
all of them.
event.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it's like, I want them to know that it's possible because I will sit down, and this is one of the things that I do myself for my own personal growth. What I'll do, and I got this from my uncle. His name is Uncle Dave. I'll see him just sit down, and he'll just watch big houses. He'll like just see the cars and all of that. So what I'll sit down, I'll project on the TV what I want for myself, like the houses, the beaches, all of that stuff. And I'll just sit down and just meditate on it, man. And that goes by reprogramming the mind.
Yeah.
So I vision myself being there, and I was there in Mexico. I was there on the beach. I was there in the nice hotel. And that's what I want the audience to take. Like, hey, you know what? It's possible. Whatever you have in your mind, it's possible for you to dream big and for you to do bigger things in life. It's possible.
God doesn't have small plans for you.
Nah, he has big plans for you.
Period.
He got big plans for you.
He's got big plans for you.
He got big plans because the Bible says that God is able to do more than we ask or think of. That's powerful.
That's
man.
bigger. That's so cool.
Bigger
I didn't
things.
think about that.
Bigger things, my brother.
It literally says, your thinking's too small for what God has for you.
Man.
Oh, that's so
That's good. That's good.
Like, my God isn't bad.
That's it.
He's good.
He's good.
And
He's
he
good.
wants to bless you.
He does. He does. He does, man. He does. God wants to bless us. God wants to do more things with us. There's one verse.
Bro, nothing gets me more excited than talking about this.
I know.
I feel so alive, man. It's
I know.
like kindred spirit. You know, like we're in there.
I know, because God is in the midst of this podcast, my brother. God is in the midst of your life. God is in the midst of our discussion. And there's one verse that blew my mind. It's in the book of Psalms.
Okay.
It says that the people limited God.
It does say that.
So you can actually limit, if you can quickly check it out for me, bro.
I'm looking it up.
It says that the people limited their God. I believe it's in the book of Psalms. So you can actually limit God, or whatever, your higher power, whatever you call it. You can actually limit what God is doing in your life. It's just by your mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to reprogramming your mind to think big. Like nobody can fathom what God can actually do in their lives, man.
So this is Psalm 78 in the Passion Translation.
Go ahead.
I believe there's another verse in the Bible where it says they limited God as well.
Yeah.
But this is just one verse. I'm not sure if this is the one.
Go ahead.
It says 41. Again and again they limited God, preventing him from blessing them. Continually they turned back from him and provoked the Holy One of Israel.
Come on, Brother Jake.
They forgot his great love and how he took them by the hand. With his redemption's kiss, he delivered them from their enemies. They disregarded all the epic signs and marvels they saw when they escaped from Egypt and bondage. Bro, that's so true. We limit God. He wants to bless us.
That's it.
But we're like, no. You can't do it like that.
Nah. Man. So what does that verse mean to you, bro? Like, just reading that stuff, man. Like, what does it really highlight to you, bro?
It just it's like, quit trying to figure it all out.
That's it.
Because, we're always scheming and plotting and, man, I got to do this in order for this to happen. If I don't reach this, then this won't happen. If I don't make this money, make this happen, do this in a certain way, then the results and things that I want are going to happen. And I don't think God is saying that. I think God is saying, just trust me and it'll work out.
That's it.
Listen to the daily guidance. Have the goals, have the vision. But it even says, man, we determine in our hearts. This is kind of Jakeology here.
Right.
But I think it makes sense because in the Bible it says, in man's heart is where you kind of decide what you want.
Correct.
But then the Lord orders the steps. You co-create with God to determine the outcome. And then God goes, okay, you want there? Okay, cool. But we're not going this way. I'll get you there. But we're not going to, it may not be the way that you want it to be.
That you want it to be.
Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually better.
It is. It is.
And it may be easier.
It is.
Sometimes it's harder. But sometimes it doesn't matter. We're the ones who make it hard.
You're right. And I believe that we're making it harder than it is. It's so simple. Just trust and obey.
That's it.
Trust and obey.
It's simple.
Trust and obey. I trust that God is going to provide when I need him. I'm going to take the necessary actions to do what I need to do here in the physical realm to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Simple.
For example, this summit, I trust that I'm going to have the right sponsorships. I trust that God is going to make a way. But I'm not just going to sit down and not make the moves. I'm making phone calls. I'm going to the hotel. I'm talking with them. I'm reviewing the numbers. I'm doing this and that. And I'm doing what I need to do, trusting that as I'm partnering up with God, everything's going to go out well, bro.
100%. It's all going to work out, man. So how can people learn about the Dream Big Summit? How can we attend? How can they find out more information, time, speaker, where to buy?
Like I said, all the info, it's on Eventbrite. I got an amazing team that I'm working with to set up everything, the dynamics of it. So just stay connected on my Instagram, Coach Rechy, and it's Rechy with a E-R-E-C-H-Y. And just stay connected. Follow me there. Follow me on Facebook. That's where I do all my announcements and everything. And that's where people can learn more about it. Like I said, the link is going to tell it all, man.
Let's go, bro.
It's going to tell it all.
Let's go, man. Anything else you wanted to cover today or go over?
I mean, just one thing, if you didn't understand everything that we just said, is that it's possible for you to turn your pain into purpose. Whatever you are experiencing in life right now, whatever pain, whatever trauma, know that you can turn that into a book. You can turn that into a podcast.
Yeah.
You can turn that into a business. But are you going to say to yourself that I can turn my pain into purpose? Or are you just going to sit down like the majority of people and just live in your pain, but not turn it into a purpose? There's a lot of people. For example, I turned my pain into a purpose. I turned my pain into speaking. I turned my pain into coaching. Now I'm about to turn my pain into a book. It's all about turning that pain into purpose. Are you going to turn your pain into purpose? Or are you going to allow the situations of life to stop you down from expressing yourself and making that become a reality? It first starts with tapping into your higher power, reprogramming your mind, and personal development. You got this. And one day, trust me, I promise you, you're going to figure it all out.
That was clean, bro. That was really good. I love it, man. I appreciate you, bro. And thank you for sharing those things.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Let's go, bro.
Let's do it.